Hello, we are live and we are back on Tuesday. It is March 5th and we are going to try to accomplish this combine now that this is the 5th trading day now. So I do want to get it done. I want to try and see if we can find the setup that works for me and essentially take that setup, get aggressive with it. I'm probably going to take a couple extra contracts today. Yesterday, I made a mistake and it happens to all of us. I mean, I can sit here all day long and say that I've learned my lesson, but it's probably not going to happen. Eventually, I would probably end up doing it again. But without going into today's plan, I quickly want to review what I did yesterday and how I did yesterday, because I think it's important not just for me to pretty much say on this kind of journal thingy and this journey that I'm also on with the streams and whatnot. So it's important for maybe any viewer who is potentially going through the same issue as well. So I just want to touch up on what happened yesterday before I go into today and how today is already going. So very simple yesterday. I made 2 trades all day long. Okay. It was fine. It was perfect. I got in long right after the trap. My setup presented itself and I didn't get aggressive with it for the reason being that it's a Monday. Mondays, I like to take it easy. I mean, because it's not great days typically for me. Like as you start to progress in your trading journey, you will quickly realize that some days you might do better than others. Certain things you might be better at than others, right? So that's why I like to keep it easy on Mondays based on my own research and my own my own understanding of how I trade emotionally as a person, right? So I got long here. I take profit here. Everything was great. And then I spoke in the live stream as well about potentially getting a short here right after these stops were going to get taken. And that's exactly what I did. I shorted there. I added another contract here to try to look for a push even lower. It didn't happen. So I took one profit here and I took a break-even trade there on that one. That's fine. This was all part of the plan. All right. But this is what I want to talk about right now. This is what I want to review with you. Basically, at the end of the day, I was short about $150 to pretty much pass my combine. That's exactly what I needed just to get done with the combine, right? So I would have been done in 4 days. Now, looking for that profit made me take this trade here. And it made me overlook that we had pushed, all right? And then when we fail, so I was long there, I took the stop out, which was fine. That's part of the plan. That's part of my plan. Then I wasn't quick enough to adjust to the idea that this could have been a failed breakout to the upside and then we would be selling off, which it turns out it was, right? Well, it was because prices started to pretty much descend from that point. But the idea is the same, that what I want to touch up on here is that this is emotional trading. I took the stop out here knowing that I was $150 short right before the market closed, okay? And then I do other stupid things to basically try to make that 150 and try to do other stupid things to even make my money back that I had essentially given back on the stop out here. It was only a $150 trigger that I lost here, so I now needed 300, and instead I ended up giving back all the profits and I took a red day. Yes, it happened. I took a red day in the combine for, I think it was $180 or close to 200 after commissions. But this is what I want to touch upon. This is going to be, I don't want to say like it's never going to happen again, right? But the idea is that we want to learn from exactly this. This is over trading. This is never how you want to trade. This is not how you're going to grow an account, right? So this is how you're going to grow an account, taking trades with setups that make sense, right? But then trading in areas that doesn't make sense, and then you're there trying to buy every single dip, it's not going to work, right? It's not going to end well, and it didn't end well. So with that being done and that being the past, I want to move on forward to the present, and that's exactly what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to forget about that, and we're going to find the setup. I'm going to get a bit more aggressive when I find my setup so that I can basically pass this combine and be done and over with it. So today, we are looking at basically a breakdown, okay? Why is it a breakdown? This was a major support. This was a previous all-time high, 25.27, which was key for the market to hold. and it's pretty much doing the exact same thing that it did last week when it did the same thing. It flushed lower from the all-time high and then bounced around and kind of sold off on Monday, Tuesday, and into early Wednesday. So again, it could be the same cycle, rinse and repeat kind of thing where we're selling off, right? And now we're on pullback mode. The question is, where will the pullback stop? So for me, I will have to say that I'm going to try to take some longs, maybe potentially right here at the O2 level to see if we can get a nice bounce from that. That is going to be a key level. Again, let's look at the charts and I can pretty much present my idea to you if it makes sense. This is what I'm thinking. So see, yesterday, this was the all-time high right here. We break above it. We create a new all-time high here now. And basically, the problem here was that we did not maintain and hold above the previous all-time high. So over here, this ends up being a trap. So we push to the upside, we trap longs, and then it actually does sell off, right? And I can tell it was a trap. It trapped me multiple times because I played it too many times. I should have been just in it one time. And if I take that stop out, well, then I'm out. I am done, right? Well, okay. In a perfect world, that I would have just walked away and I would have been done. But I didn't. So the point is simple. We break back into the range and we are now in full, complete pullback mode. Monday, Tuesdays are probably, I think for me, for whatever reason, the hardest days to trade. Look at what happens here last week. All right. So this was last week. We have this push on Friday. We break back into this range on Monday. So we were pulling back now on Monday. Okay, we make low and then we flush lower on Tuesday and then we kind of reclaim this level 92 area. We sell below 92. So 92 was in play all of last week for support and resistance. And then at the end of the week, which was around Wednesday or Thursday actually on this, I was long in this area. This is exactly what happens after consolidating for about 2-3 days. But this was a key level, 92. That's why today it makes sense for me to be considering this 92 area to be bidding. That is where I'm trying to get long at over here if we can potentially get down there. So I don't know if we're going to get down there, when we'll get down there, but to me, that's the safest play. And until then, that's probably what I'm going to be doing. Be buying maybe here. I mean, it could bounce from here, but it's a risky play at this point because we did just break down from the previous support. We broke down this support. So now it's like we're at a mild support and we could easily break those down too. So I'm not going to be too excited at open. I'm going to probably try to maybe observe price for a little bit to see what we can do and what will happen afterwards. Because like I said, it is a little bit risky trying to buy these levels here right now. Could it very easily reverse and then reclaim this area up here? Absolutely. And then you would have missed this whole pump, right? But I don't know. It's kind of risky in my opinion. You can take a long off here. Of course, it's super easy to see. We have a double bottom here, right? Not really quite a double bottom, but almost a double bottom. And then, but we are making what's a higher high. So one low, one higher high. Maybe now we can make another higher high and we can push up back into that 25, 27 area. So I'm gonna be waiting a little bit. This is the overnight low right now, right here. Well, we're creating this one here now, right? So if we maybe at open flush it and reclaim that overnight low, that could be of interest to me as well. So I will have to wait and see. But the main key area for me right now is the 92 area. That's what I'm waiting and looking for at this point. And then we'll just have to wait and see if that will happen. Again, I could have taken a long off here. I think it might work, but I mean, it is what it is. Something else I want to touch upon is actually a setup here that I took this morning, and I did actually take a loss on this as well. So what ends up happening is price rebounds from this low. Okay, I understand that there was support here. I wasn't going to be bidding here though. And then price comes back to this major support area, which was the previous all-time high. I get long here and I went to go shower. I don't micromanage these trades, right? I leave them for a bit. I don't micromanage them, especially at 9 in the morning. I think, what time was it? I got in long at 7. Okay, 6:58 is when I got long on this trade here. And I go out, I have my coffee, I do other things. I don't just sit on this computer at 7 in the morning watching every tick, right? I have my stop where it needs to be. I kept a pretty tight stop. So right now I am starting in the red on the day. But like I said, it was a pre-planned trade, so I'm not concerned about it. It is what it is. You take the stop out, you walk away, and then you wait for a better time to trade, which for me would have to be that 9:30. And then we will now see what is about to happen. By the way, I got my check mark back, so I'm happy about that. You guys can see right there. I got it back. They finally got it back. It took like 3 days to get back. It's frustrating, but at least it is back now. Where did this go? So I'm going to be waiting and watching. Like I said, right? I want to wait and see where price can potentially rebound from here, because it is going to be probably a little bit of a wild open. So I'm not too excited about buying in this area here. It could easily rip to that 25 to backtest that area, like I said, but I'm not going to be overly excited to jump in at open. I want to wait for price to discover. I want to discover price essentially. And yeah, I want to see what happens. I think if we reclaim that 25 area, 27, it's going to give a nice push higher. But considering it's Tuesday, I mean, that's the problem with the market. It gives you patterns, and then you like to follow these patterns, and then it kind of worries you or gives you some biases that maybe you shouldn't have. But a lot of the times, these biases can help you keep yourself out of problems and trouble. Like Mondays and Tuesdays. I know that Mondays and Tuesdays are consolidation days. They are like hangover essentially. They're just taking their time to find price discovery and pull back after a massive rally on Thursday. So we will have to wait and see. I'm just gonna be waiting, sitting, watching. There is some news, like I said already before. We have news at So there's some news at 9:30. Some Canadian numbers are coming out. The S&P Global Composite. I mean, I don't think it's going to impact the market a whole lot, but it can influence the market. So that's why you want to be careful with trading at that time. And that's market open anyway. So I mean, it is what it is. And then we have the S&P Global Services at 9:45. Those is a 2-star number, so we got to be careful with that. Actually, I'm going to pull it up like that. We can review the news together. There we go. So this is the hourly chart I got pulled up here. As I said, you can see there. So let's see the news. Any news? Any news? Okay, so yeah, so 9:30, like I said, Canadian numbers. So again, that's market open. You want to be careful at open. Don't be, I'm not going to be jumping in on that first candle. I'm going to try not to, depending on what happens, but no, it's not a good idea. And then we have the 9:45 numbers, which is, yeah, those are going to influence the market probably. It's a 2-star number, so you want to be a little bit cautious with those. And then we have that 10 o'clock number, which also is going to influence the market most likely. Definitely, there's a 3-star number at 10 o'clock. So be wary of that 10 o'clock hour. Maybe the market might even chop around until those numbers come out, because that's how the market is. The market loves to chop around right before the news, and then basically right at 10 o'clock, it'll do the pre-programmed target that it's already set where it's going to go. That's what I think. I think the markets already knows where it's going to go for the day. It's just a matter of getting the right excuse and the right catalyst, giving the right fuel to the market so that it can achieve its goal. That's how I see news. That's how I see everything in the market. So let's see if today we can get this combine done. I'm hoping so. This is the same account since pretty much all week. You can see it there. It's a fresh account, fresh everything. We are starting off the day, like I said, with one small stop out that I did take this morning trying to play this level. This was a pre-planned entry from since my plan that I posted up a video of on Monday. So again, I'm always going to take trades based on my current plan. And yeah, I'm going to forget about what happened yesterday. Yesterday's problems are not today's problems, right? So all these stupidity I did here, giving back profits and then turning the day red for myself, that is not, that's fine. That is totally fine. It happens. Now let's move forward. Today's a new day. It's Tuesday, and we can simply move to a fresh, with a clean slate, and move forward. Let's see what's happening here on Twitter. Like I said, I already gave my thesis, my plan. My thesis, my plan is basically take longs off that O2 area. That's where I'm very interested at. Right now, the market is in pullback mode, so be careful. Do not be buying right here just because it looks like we will be bouncing. Could we bounce from here and go straight to the 25 and reclaim 25 and set this bottom? Yes, we can, but is it worth a trade? I'm not too sure. It's a bit risky, I will tell you. But that, again, this is entertainment purposes only, as you can see right here. If you want to risk your own money and you want to place a trade right here, right now, because you think this thing's going to pump, that is up to you. That's up to you. But for me, I want to wait for that 9:30. That magical hour at 9:30 is coming up, and we could potentially get some chop at open, especially with those numbers at 10 o'clock. So be careful. Do not do nothing dumb. Don't be flipping back and forth. Don't be buying just because it looks like we're going to be pushing. Let me see here. I'm adjusting some stuff here. Let's see what's going to happen. Good morning. Good morning. I mean, it's not looking pretty. I actually took a long, I don't know if you were here. I already said a whole lot of stuff, but the idea was, I talked about this on Tuesday on my, sorry, not Tuesday, on Sunday. I talked about this 25, 27 area being important. So I woke up at 6 in the morning, I think. I saw price returning up here at 7. You can see there the timestamp. No, late. That's okay. So, like I said, I talked about this at on my video on Monday, and I'm always gonna take trades based on levels that make sense to me. Yesterday, as I already said, those were the problems of yesterday. I don't want to go into the whole thing all over again, but okay, I'll give you a little recap. This is very stupid trading. All right, I'm over that. This is not trading by any means. That was gambling. But my two trades that did profit me, and I was in the green, gave me profits. I was in the green. I should have walked away then and there, but I didn't. So instead, to try to make 150, I do this stupidity sometimes. It happens. The account's still very good. But going into today, yeah, I took this setup here at open. I mean, yeah, it's 7. Yeah, 7 in the morning. And I had a tight stop. I don't just watch the candles, right? I go on and I do other things. I was having a coffee, I was showering, I was doing other things. And then I did get taken out here on this flush lower. I probably should have taken myself out, but I wasn't watching it. I just left the trade on and I walk away. Like I said, I don't just watch every single tick when I'm in a trade. When price is at a level that I like, or yeah, that I'm comfortable in, that's when I can buy it and pretty much hold and walk away. I don't need to do anything, right? But here, in hindsight, it was a better short. We break below it. This was key level. This was a key level. We are now in pullback mode. Don't get excited if you see a massive candle green. It could be like yesterday. Yesterday was the same thing, right? We starting a sell-off, and then we get some nice green candles, which makes me believe that we are gonna push higher. And look at that. I got long there. And then, boom, dumped right on me again. Again, have a stop. Have a break-even stop if you must. But right now, the market is in pullback mode. I talked about the idea that this was a failed breakout, which it was. So, point is, now the bears are in control. We got to be careful. I want to be taking trades where there's big support levels, and the big support level for me is going to have to be this area here, this 92 area. And very simple why. I don't know if you guys are keeping up with these numbers, with these levels that be come into play. This was key all of last week, right? You can see here, 92. We have support, a lot of candles bouncing from here, finally breaks down, tries to get above its resistance, resistance. And then on Thursday, we break above it, below it, whatever. Like, this was a key level, right? You can see that it was a magnet for price to go up and down, but ultimately, this was kind of the breakout phase. You can see here, we push above it, we come back to retest it one final time, and then we make this nice rally up to the top and making new all-time highs. So that level is going to be key. So if price can come here, I want to be bidding it even directly. I'm not going to wait for no trap. I just want to have my order sitting there, and I'm going to place an order to be buying it right there. The problem with technical analysis is I can give you a really good entry and I can have the best idea, right? But between here, where we're at right now, and getting to here, a lot of stuff is going to happen unless it just waterfalls and goes straight down, which would be amazing. That's the best for me. But unfortunately, it's probably not going to be in a straight line down. So it's going to be a lot of up and down, right? Probably chop, especially we have numbers at 10. So be careful. The market could be choppy all the way until 10 just because it's going to wait for 10 o'clock as the fuel. That's the excuse the market likes to have before it can make the pre-program goal. The market already knows, in my opinion, where this thing wants to go, right? It could be bouncing from here. Whatever. The point is simple. We have news at 9:45. We have news at 10 o'clock. And 10 o'clock is going to be pretty important. Again, what these numbers mean, I have very little clue. I just do know that this 10 o'clock is going to be important. And if we are here at 91, 92 by 10, I'm going to be taking longs off there. I don't care what news is coming out, because I believe that from here we will be potentially bouncing. And when I say bouncing from here, I don't mean that we are going to bounce and then make a new all-time high. I can never know that. I can only know that this is support and I have a good entry there. So that's what I'm looking for. And then we will see. There is some mild supports here, again, along the way, but I'm going to have to wait and see how price opens on up. So I'm not going to be in a rush to be buying here. The market is on pullback mode. Be careful. So take it easy, take it light. Don't be over trading. NQ is kind of pulling back. We could, in theory, push all the way back up here and then get denied again and then start another sell-off, right? So just be careful. I know it can be it seems like we might want to push higher at open, or we might want to sell at open. But in reality, the truth is that we have numbers coming in at 10 and a 945. So the market could very easily stay in a tight range and go up and down with big candles, and it can be a little bit scary. Yeah. Self-control, that is definitely what I'm going to try after this. I mean, there's no more of that. Like, I'm just going to take one trade. I'm going to be aggressive with it. I'm going to put on like 3 contracts, 4 contracts, because I can, like yesterday, I should have done that. I don't know. I think it's the live streams that are kind of messing with my trading a little bit. Because typically this setup here, I would be long 2 contracts, right? Taking one here, leaving a runner. That's how I typically trade. But I don't know. But whatever. The point is, I was only in on one. I don't even trade it with one contract with my real account, or not real. This is real too, but with my XFAs. With the combine, I should be more aggressive. I should have been done this thing already. It's a 5th day that I'm on it right now, and it is what it is. I'm gonna wait for my pre-planned entry, like I said, and if we get that 92, I'm gonna be bidding it directly. So hopefully we can get a nice setup. But here, I am not interested in taking a long. This thing could easily start a nice sell. It could easily start a nice push. It's kind of a toss-up. But all you need to understand is this picture right here. That we put in a failed breakout. We are now in pullback mode. Okay, so you got to be careful. We're in pullback mode. And that's a good thing for the market because it gives us new levels to play with, right? And it also gives me a better idea that if we come back above this 2350 area, that was the previous all-time high, right? Very simple. We could potentially have a nice rally after that. So if we reclaim that area, which was right here, the previous high, we could get a nice rally. So again, wait. I'm going to wait for that rally to basically reclaim this area, or I'm going to wait for this thing to dump and I can take a long off here. Because I did not take this breakdown trade here. The only way that I see a trade here, at least in my eyes, is if you have somehow pretty much shorted right here. Maybe some people caught it and then you're still short, right? With a runner or whatever. Could it bounce from here? Yes. But I just don't like trading like that. It's not how I trade. I don't just want to take trades off here. I mean, it could work. That's the thing, right? But could have, would have, should have. I like certainty. And my shot is right here, right at the O2. I even drew boxes on it today because I'm like, I'm not playing around. This is the level I want. That's perfect. And there's another key level down here, but I'm not going to get into that one because we're not even at this one first. Let's see how price reacts here. And then, yeah, we'll go on from there. But it seems like we're getting a nice bounce already. Maybe we push at open. It would suck to see this thing push because I'm not going to be trading it. I don't feel good about it right now. But could it very easily push right back up to the 25? Yes, we can. And then at 25, we can basically roll over again. But you can draw trend lines here. I can see one very easily right here, right? You can see another one here, right? There's lots of trend lines. There's lots of ways that you can view the market. There is no real wrong way, in my opinion. But it's a matter of controlling risk and understanding how you trade. That's what I think, at least. So if you can make this trade work somehow, if you see something I don't, great, take it. I'm not gonna tell you not to take it. All I'm saying is that's what I think. I think we might chop it around at open. Okay, but don't just be following me. You can build your own conclusions about the market, and maybe it's even better that you see me basically do a stupid trade sometimes, and then you can learn from that and basically say to yourself, all right, that guy did something stupid, so I'm not gonna be doing that. And you can learn from it, right? I started watching some people before too as well, and I've learned plenty from a lot of different traders. I'm not gonna say no names, but I have learned plenty from a lot of different traders, and you have to find what works for you. And for me, a lot of the things that are online, they're kind of gambling and guessing. I know that yesterday I gambled a bit, I was stupid, but at the end of the day, over a long period of time as a trader, is can you have a strategy that can essentially work over a long period of time, right? Can you be profitable for more than a month? Yes, I had this is my first red day yesterday since, I'm not even sure, maybe last week. I'm not too sure exactly when, but that's the problem. Once you have like 5 green days in a row, you're like, all right, I can't lose. Like, and then you're up 700 on the day, boom, you give it all back at the end of the day, like how I did yesterday. You get confident. Don't worry, it happens. It's all emotion, right? Like I said, keep those stops tight. I know that it, trust me, for me, even this right now, for me to show you, right? I took that long, I get stopped out here. My stop was pretty tight, right? I'm down on that 125. But can you imagine I've kept this this without a stop and just said to myself, no, this thing is gonna rebound. You can see here we flush below, we get a nice rebound, right? But I could have technically lost less if I've held it, but no, we have to honor the stops. And my stops are pretty tight. Like if I take a good trade on my setups, they're tight. So sometimes it can stop me out and just go where it's gonna ultimately, where I think it's gonna go. But I'd rather take the small loss than be holding on for a big loss. Right? I can always re-enter. The candles are always gonna move. All right, so market's gonna open up in 30 seconds. Like I said, this was a potential bounce area. Maybe could have, would have, should have bought it here. I'm just not liking this area. You see how it's pushing right before open. It could very easily go all the way to the 25 in reverse, but I'm not gonna play in the middle. If you want to go for it, you can go for it. Like I said, this was a mild support. Okay, we have a little bit of a mild support. It's Tuesday. My wife tells me on Mondays and Tuesdays I should just take off, and sometimes I should just listen, because on Wednesday, Thursdays, and Fridays, the market is like, it's so much easier to trade. I have no idea why, but anyways, so market's about to open up. It's open now. All right, it is now open. First candle is a bit of indecision. Again, if I had to place a bet, or, well, yeah, bet, because this is guessing for me, I think we want to go higher. But that doesn't mean that we will. So that's why when I have no edge, you stay out of the mouse. For me, I stay out. I have no idea where this thing wants to go. I have my plan at the 91. I want to stick to it. We have numbers at 9:45 and at 10 o'clock. So don't forget, that could be the fuel that the market is going to need to pretty much do whatever it's going to do, either sell or push higher. Or it could just do it right now and we're not looking at the market correctly. But again, the odds are, in my opinion, that this thing wants to chop around a little bit and wait for those numbers. Why I say that is because of experience. A lot of the times that's what it likes to do. So I'm going to stick with that. I could have been long already and I could have been short, and we're still right where we open at that 17 area. But like I said, my bias is leaning that we are going to push higher from here, but that doesn't mean that that is a trade that I'm willing to take. And even professional traders, I don't know if you guys know any of them or if you follow any on Twitter. I do follow some, and I do know one trader who basically will tell you the truth. And his truth is very simple. If you can spot an entry, right, and you have a predetermined area, you take it full size, and you take the stop out or you take your target, one or the other. There's no in between for him, right? And he'll say that his trading is basically once a day or maybe twice. Like, that's it. If you make 2 trades or more than 2 trades, so essentially, yeah, if you make more than 2 trades, it's because your first 2 were a winner, and it must be a really, really amazing day for you to take a 3rd trade. And if you're doing more than 3 trades, you're just a guesser, you're a gambler, and there's pretty much no saving you at that point. So I like to stick to those rules, especially on my XFA account. And yeah, so what I'm trying to say is, as much as Twitter right now could have said, oh look, I told everybody to buy here, you take profit here, but really freaking 2 points. Like, look at this range. We're bouncing between right here, this low over here. You can see here where that yellow line, it's drawn there, right? We're inside of this range here. Could you buy at the bottom here, expecting a push higher? Yeah, it could work, but like I said, I'm not touching this right now until 9:45. I want some fuel. I want to see some selling. In my opinion, this thing might want to go higher, but what I want to see is I want to see this thing sell. I want to see this thing go low. Like, let's go to the next support. I don't want this middle chop shit over here in between. I want down here. If this thing can start selling really hard to this level, it's perfect. Those have been some of my best trades. There we go. Those have been some of my best trades, buying right at the support area. Because what ends up happening is when this starts selling and then I buy at the main support, it gives me a nice bounce quick. But again, that's my setup. That's my probability. That's what I'm betting on. So I want to be down here. I want to buy here. Because this was a key area, right? It's pretty simple. This was all of last week. You can see here. Okay. Massive support. Breaks down. Becomes resistance. So becomes major resistance. And then now, again, we break above it. Same thing. I don't want to go over it too much. That's my plan right there. And then I have another plan after that. But first, let's do one at a time. If that one doesn't work, there is one more. And again, those are my 2 shots, right? 2 trades. Professionals take 2 trades, and that's it. They go full size on the trade. They don't Mickey Mouse like how I've been doing. Not one contract. They go full size, and that's it. That's how I like to trade. I've been trading definitely very different than how I typically trade, but it's for the sake of the stream. I don't want it to just be boring and I'm here sitting down, never placing no trades, right? But again, sometimes it won't work. I want to see some selling. If we can get some selling and we can go down there to that area of interest at around 9:45, it'll be beautiful. Look at that. It's selling nice. Beautiful. It was a toss-up here, right? Like I said, I thought it would go higher, but I wanted it to go lower, right? So I don't want to trade my emotions. I'm going to wait. Better, boring entertainment came at a price. Yes, correct. But I don't know. I mean, I don't want to be playing around too much. The funny thing is that I was just down 150 to pass this combine. That's it. 150. Now I need more. I'm looking at the liquidity on the book map. I don't know if you caught the idea yesterday, but there is a book map that shows you a lot of the inside of what's going on in those candles, so you can pretty much see where liquidity is at. And I do see that there's a lot at 95 area, which is good because that's probably where we might bounce from. 5100, 02. All right. But you can see here, right? Like, I'm sure that people would be like, yeah, look, it's easy to see this, right? Very easy. We break down, we're making lower high. So see one lower high, right? Lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. You take a short, right? Like, I can see the market a lot of ways that retail sees it. I just don't like this. Like, this was a 50-50 setup. And sometimes they work better than being stupid, right? Like how I was in the afternoon. So maybe that was a good setup. But for me, today I'm gonna try to be disciplined. I'm gonna not do stupid boring entertainment, like, or better boring entertainment. I'm gonna just wait, lower high. And then here we could potentially bounce and make the next lower high, right? So, but you can see here, we had this box drawn up. Once price broke below it, we retested. You can see there with the wick, we retested the bottom of that box, and then we're starting to sell off, right? There's a lot of ways to see the market. There's more ways to see the market than I can even explain, right? But you must find one way that works for you, and then you must trade that way. That's the only way that you will have an edge in the market. And in fact, I don't know if maybe you guys can see Google what edge actually means. Edge is basically being a specialist into a certain category of thing. So here, I'm gonna find it for you. Let's find the real definition. Okay, all professional traders will tell you about all the professional traders will tell you that you have to have basically an edge, right? You have to know where you're essentially have an advantage over other traders, right? So that's what you have to find. What the hell is edge? What is this thing? So here we go. I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna bring this thing. In simple terms, market edge is institutional level technical research that specializes in identifying when conditions are favorable and unfavorable for investing in a specific equity, or alerting you to when these conditions are likely to change. So basically, when you can identify a certain action that is happening, and you can see your setup happening on screen at a certain price that makes sense to you, that is when you have an edge over other traders and the market. So that is when you can essentially take a trade. And having and finding that edge will take time, and that's when you should be trading, right? Look at that. It's bouncing right from the 10 area. I have these lines drawn up here, right? I just don't have too much trust in buying here because I understand that these are weaker supports. They're not major supports, right? The major support that I'm interested on, I already talked about it, 02. It's right there. So if we can get just another leg lower, that's where I'm going to be interested in bidding it directly. As a matter of fact, I'm already going to be placing my order down here. Like, I'm dead on this level. So that's where I'm going to be placing my order. I'm going to have my stop just a little bit wider than what I'm used to. But I think it's worth a try to give it some space here. Just I'm worried if it comes lower and then it wants to flush a little bit and then reclaim, right? That's the better setup, but I'm willing to give this a direct bid if we can get there. So my order is already there. If it goes there, this thing could easily just rebounds and reclaim that 24 area, and then I'll never get into that trade. But it is what it is. I'm gonna take this thing out. I mean, this thing could be there at 10 until 11, and then what if I even forget about it if I mark it in after, and then. But you see, now we're going back into the range. Maybe, maybe not. Let's wait for those numbers. Numbers are coming in a few minutes. 9:45 numbers. So be careful. Maybe we can analyze something. I mean, again, that area is of interest to me. This thing is, it's looking a little bit dumpy. So, I mean, if maybe shorts are the better idea, right? We're falling back into this range here. It's not looking the best. It reversed after the 3 crows. You know what? I don't even know exactly what that looks like anymore. I don't really trade of those patterns, but if it worked, that's great. 3. I remember learning about all those things before. There's so many patterns. There's a lot of them. I don't like to just trade off the patterns, but understanding that, oh, okay, yeah, I see, yeah. And there's another one too. It's like 3 soldiers or something. It looks like exactly like the soldiers then. Because there's another one, I think it's this 3 soldiers. So 3 black crows. Okay, yeah. Where was the 3 soldiers though? At the top from yesterday? Let me see. Or was that on a bigger time frame? I don't know. In my opinion, this thing reversed right here when we have this failed breakout. So we have the previous all-time high. We basically break above, and then we break right back into the range. I think that's when we really start this major correction at that point. Because you see, this was a trap. All this was a giant trap to the upside, right? Yeah, soldier is something like this. I'm gonna focus on the chart in another minute because the news is coming in hot right now. Soon, let's see what's about to happen. But three soldiers is something like this. So you're talking about something like this, and the 3 soldiers is essentially something basically the opposite, but to the upside, right? Yeah. I don't know. I don't trade off those things. Yeah, so it's kind of like the opposite. This is what I'm looking for. I mean, maybe I'll show you after the news. The news is coming in, and actually, no, we got another minute. This is exactly kind of what I'm looking for here. This is what happened yesterday. You can see right here. So we have this resistance line, right? With the essentially the all-time high, right? Okay. We break above it and we broke right back into that range. So at that point, we could be falling on pretty much lower. This is a trap in a way. So it's kind of like looking at these charts. You see these charts? I like to see this when price basically breaks lines and then falls back into it. And then here's the exact same thing, just upside down. Falls, breaks, and then reclaims that area. That's, to me, that's the best time to be trading. But again, it's just hard to wait for those setups because they're more limited. This is exactly what you want to see here. Exactly this, right? But it just, you don't get as many good setups like that. That's the problem with it. But when you get them, they work. I want to wait for traps. I want to wait for lows to get sold into. Even all this could be one gigantic trap. But I'm not sold that it is just yet. Right now, we're still on sell mode. I think that the next pit stop is that 92 area, like I said already, because it's major support. So we could get a nice bounce from that area, right? You got to incorporate a lot of things into trading. So you got to understand, yes, patterns. And trust me, I know that some of those patterns, they work, like bullish engulfing candles. I don't know if you know what that is. Bullish engulfing candles, bearish engulfing candles. You have islands, you have a bunch of stuff, and you got to incorporate a little bit of everything, right? Into giving you a plan on how to trade everything. So like I'm not saying disregard completely three crows or three soldiers. I just wouldn't trade off them, right? Like if they're at an area of support alongside three soldiers happening, then I'm interested at that point. It's like double confirmation or triple confirmation, right? Or at the top, the three crows you saw, right? If we were at a resistance level and we're breaking back into the range, well then at that point you're getting multiple confirmations, right? So over time you will learn to see basically different ways of how to view the market, and some things will work better. Like you see this, I have this crazy theory, okay? This doji candle. This is a doji candle. You see that one? Closed right where it broke. If we break below it with strength right now, we will sell hard. Or the first move, whichever way this doji goes, we're going to essentially end up in the opposite on the next candle or the next 2-3 candles, unless we sell it right here, right now with strength. That's a crazy theory I have going on. I don't trade off that theory, okay? But yeah, like I'm just saying. Crazy theories that not just online you will find, but people will build, because our brains are pretty much hardwired to look for patterns in things, and what better things to be looking for patterns than this, right? Like this is all patterns too. The market moves in a predictable way. Well, sort of. It moves repetitively, right? Yeah, the cup and handle, those are actually like, I think that these things work good, but better on bigger time frames. So like on a 2-minute, for example, you see how we are just descending at this point, right? We're making stair steps. That's another thing, right? You see this kind of as a step. Now we're starting to create a step, and then we are trying to create another step, and then now we could be creating another step, and then at the break of this, we will have the next leg lower, right? So there's a lot of things, and that's actually another pattern here. I don't know if you can visualize it, but this is like a step. This is like a step essentially, right? And then you have the other step up here. And then the idea is that once we break above this cycle, or we go back into the next step, that could be the reversal, right? Trust me, there's a lot of ways to look at the market. But for me, I found that over time, the best way to find that reversal is not to be predicting that this will be the step to go above, or that this trend line is going to be the one to break right here, right? It's a nice tight trend line. Maybe after the break of this trend line is when we will finally get that reversal and start heading on up, right? Again, they all could work. They're all valid. But in my opinion, these are like late. They'll give you a better entry late, and sometimes they could fake you out. So like I said, if price were to go and then return back into it, that could have been a fake out. So if you're buying at the break of that, it could potentially fake you out, right? For me, the best way I found over the years, now that I think full time I've been trading, like since maybe a year and a half now, or something like that. I think it was last October, or not last October. I don't know, about a year and a half, and studying this crap for a long time. Okay, like for me, the best thing that has worked is just buying that damn support. I know it's down there, so why buy here? If it looks like we're selling, just with a little bit of patience, if we can get there, that would be very nice to be buying down there for me. And if it doesn't work, because remember, I can have the best entry, I can have the best plan, but sometimes it might not work, right? It's the law of probabilities. But the more you find a strategy that works, the more you bid those levels that actually will work, over time you'll be more profitable. That's for me. That's my strategy. That's how I trade, right? But here, I have no trade. If I want to be a guesser just to try to finish this, I could have taken a short here, looking for the move on down to down here, right? It makes sense. If I think price is going to go here, why not short, right? I could short here. I could short at the break of this, right? But like I said, I'm not willing to short here because I don't have an edge. I don't have an advantage. The same way that this is selling is the same way that it will reverse the moment I get short. I don't know if anybody else feels that in here, but whenever you see price basically going lower or higher, the moment you get in, boom, that's the moment it dumps. And then the moment it stops you is the moment it keeps going in the same direction. So that happens from emotional trading. That happens from taking trades that don't make sense, that align with an edge that you might have. I'm just waiting for that 92 level. That's all the time lately. And it happens. I'm telling you. I don't know. That's trading. You got to love it. That's why the more I can stay out of it, the better. The more I trade, the less I want to trade. So with my XFAs and stuff, I wouldn't even be sitting here watching this. I'm just doing it for the stream. You know what I would do? This is exactly what I would do. I would come on this chart. Okay. I would be listening to music. I would go over here. All right. When price is at 90, probably around 97, I would add an alert. Okay. And then the alert should come up. Boom. The alert is set. And then I would add another alert, which I already have at 26. See that? So I'll actually put this a little bit down right there. So I got my 2 alerts set. I would have my music playing. I would go out. I got other things I can get done around the house. Do whatever. I don't know. Do anything except watching this. Like, this is dreadful for me right now. But the idea is I'm streaming. I'm trying to provide some value, right? And yeah, trying to grow as well. But the idea is a simple one. I will not just be sitting here watching these candles print, as need should you. Like, you could easily take a short here. You could easily take a long here. You see that? It would have bounced from this double bottom. You could have shorted here. But you cannot have an advantage trading every single candle. That's exactly how you blow up accounts. If price comes down here and stops me out and I take a loss on it, that's fine. It's a pre-planned trade. That's exactly how you're supposed to trade, with an edge where you feel like you should be trading. And look at that. We are coming onto my level, and I'm now going to be setting my buy. Okay. Do not buy this. All right. Like, again, I'm taking the risk with my combine. It's a combine account, and I have experience pretty much trading this. I can see the way it moves. I'm not saying that it's going to bounce right from there. I can easily get trapped, and then it would be the better buy. So that's a safer play. But I'm not going to be here waiting for the safer play. I want to take some risk, and I'm gonna bid it right at 02. I'm gonna pull up this liquidity map one more time. If you don't know what it is and you do want to watch it, I mean, don't incorporate too much things if you're into your trading, if you're new as well, because you're not gonna really understand what's going on, right? So you gotta be a little bit careful. But let me see if I can pop it up. I just don't want to get I mean, technically we have to pay for this, but somebody streams it for free. Why am I gonna pay for it? I just need to know the levels where the liquidity is at. I don't want to pay for it. It's like $200 a month. I've already paid for it, and the live one on YouTube does as good a job for me. If you want to trade off Bookmap, then yes, it's worth it. But for me, it's not. This is the Bookmap here. Again, it shows you levels of liquidity. It shows you levels of interest to the market where there's a lot of orders sitting. You can see right here we have a lot of orders at the 95 area. They're just sitting there. This could be stops from before. We have orders at 5100 sitting there, and then 02 is a mild. So what I'm expecting is if we do get in at 02, we could potentially bounce right off that 5100. So that's liquidity. We might just boop, boop, right? That's what I'm betting on. And you can see here on the zoomed in version, you can see here what's going on. If these transactions are happening, there's a lot of transactions happening in here. This is kind of like the inside view of the candles, right? It's called Bookmap. Again, don't go looking at Bookmap. It might confuse you, but the idea of Bookmap, the way I use it, is just to see where levels of orders are sitting at. And I want to be bidding essentially levels that are above it or below it. So it depends if I want to short or go long, right? The idea is that the market wants to get those orders because we know that the market wants orders, liquidity, right? So if I know that there is liquidity sitting at 5,100, which is right here, okay, and at 95, we could be bouncing off those areas quite hard because we ping it one time and then the market bounces. It's something that you have to just see, and then over time you can basically learn more of how liquidity interacts with the market. But let's see. It's almost 10 o'clock. This news is coming in. I want to bid this level. Please pick me up, market. Be nice to me. Give me 1 second. I'm going to give this to her. All right, I'm back. The kids are going out for a walk. The wife's taking them out, which is good. It's a beautiful day outside. So, very good. After I'm done with this crap, I am going to go and enjoy my day. I just want to get picked up out of 2, please. Like, news is coming in. Be careful, okay? 10 o'clock, numbers are out, and it is important numbers. It's hot numbers. It can make this thing go up and or down quite a bit in the blink of an eye. So again, a lot of people won't even trade these numbers because they're, I mean, they will make the market very volatile, right? For me, I understand I'm buying at support. I don't care if the numbers are good, bad, or what they do. I just care that they pick me up, and then that's it. I just want to get picked up. Okay, I want to get on this train. And I know that we're selling off. It's scary to be wanting to buy at the bottom there, right? It can seem scary. It can stop me out, but hey, that's a pre-planned trade. I'm willing to take it. But we're still on an uptrend. You need to understand that this is basically, in my opinion, just a pullback. I know it looks scary, but this is nothing. Like if I showed you the daily chart, it's ridiculous how people right now they can be claiming that we are now gonna start the next stock market crash. Like this thing is it's on a tear. Okay, it's on a mission. This is the daily candle. Look at it. It's just I don't know. I wouldn't want to be a bear. That's for sure. Even though they might win right now, they're selling. They're finally doing something. At least it makes the market more interesting. But when the price is just continuing to go higher, it's like it's frustrating. I don't know what's worse. When the market just continues to go higher and it doesn't give you any entries besides just fuck it. I'm just gonna buy it. It's going higher, right? I'm just gonna buy. Or I don't know, when the market's just choppy. I don't know which one's worse. But at least now we're getting a nice sell-off. If you had shorted this, perfect. At least it moved, right? It gave you something. And then now we're getting into the next support. So there's many ways to play it, right? But when the market's just going lower, or just going higher, it's... Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I prefer choppy a little bit. Not too much. Not too much. Just a little bit. Like yesterday, it wasn't that bad, actually. It was okay. And then I took profit, but... By choppy, I guess I mean when it bounces from the same support and it just keeps going around the same level. Like at least here we're moving lower. But when it's just like it's playing in the same area, it's messed up. Okay, so news is incoming. Be careful. This thing could easily sell down to my level and even further. Okay. The news is gonna come in hot. You need to understand that. This thing could potentially reverse and go all the way up, or it could basically sell all the way down here within a couple minutes. So be careful. I'm going to be watching closely the action. So I want to buy here. As tempting as it is to be buying here right now before the news, because I understand we could basically rip higher, I am not doing that. I'm going to be doing that at my support. If we get it at my support, perfect. News is coming in. News is in. What did I say? What did I say? Could have, would have, should have bought it there, but I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Especially on news like that, sometimes the first move can be the trap. So just be wary of that. I said sometimes, not always, but sometimes. I'm always cynical about things, especially in the market. Like if this had happened at my support, it would have done the exact same setup that I had on the. Oh my god! I said it. I could buy it there. Oh my god! It could have been worth the risk. That's okay. But like I said, it's not bad because we were hoping it goes out. But if you were short, this is not good for you. Oh my gosh. That's news for you. The same way this went up, it could have gone lower. And the same way it's gone up, it could easily reverse and go lower right now. So the best way to trade it was buying it down here. Whatever. And that's why you need to know news is coming out. See, do we care that the numbers were good? No, I don't. I was looking for longs this whole morning. This thing could probably right now reverse and go all the way back up to 25 and then reclaim that area and then make a new high today. So at least I wasn't on the wrong side of the trend looking for a long possibly. But like I said, the market just needs that fuel. Market needs an excuse to do it. What were the numbers? Were they good? Were they bad? At least I was looking for a long. I'll give myself some credit for that. I was not looking for a short. Oh my gosh. Wow, what a rip. So ISM numbers, again, I don't know exactly what these mean, but it seems like they were almost in line with what the street was expecting. Yeah, like, is that a good thing or a bad thing? I have no idea, but again, we were looking for longs. I said I could have probably bought that dip right here, right before the market opened. I mean, right before the news happened. Well, now this entry down here is not looking so good anymore. It's probably not going to happen now. So I'm going to just take that out. There's no point. Market just reversed just like that. Oh my gosh, man. Like, a guy waits for an entry and then this garbage happens with the news. It's frustrating. It's not garbage, but I known this thing was going to happen since morning open. And look what happens. Right of this mild support. Not even a big one. A mild one. Again, the news. It just rips. Come on. Like. Fuck. Well, that would have been my combine done. Oh my god. Like, that's a straight arrow. It's literally a straight arrow. And I like how today it just so happened as well that the first green candle is followed by a second, followed by a third. It is, yeah. There's no pullbacks, nothing. Anyways, I don't know. I was looking for a long. I just didn't want to be bidding here. It's a mild support. Before the numbers came out, I said I could easily take a long off here. Maybe it would have been a good trade, but I don't know. Could have, would have, should have. If I've taken this trade, all right, probably would have dumped to my support and then done the squeeze. But because I wasn't in it, this thing just ripped. All I need is one trade, one nice setup, and I can get my combine done. I'm not going to be blowing it up here just because I feel FOMO. Because I do feel some FOMO. But we learned from yesterday. I'm going to be more patient. But if you were buying this, I mean shorting this, you are now completely stopped out if you didn't take profit. So, and we weren't looking for shorts. I'm not looking for shorts all day. I want to look for better spots to buy. This happened to be an amazing spot to buy. I didn't buy it. But at least you stay on the right side of the trend. If you can stay on the right side of the trend, you can spot better opportunities to be buying, right? Makes sense? If you're looking for shorts and the trend is pointing higher, you can potentially be wanting to short here, here, and, you know, get chopped up. Fake out? I don't know. We have to wait and see. But like I said, sometimes these numbers, the first move is the trap, right? Again, you have to wait. And the only way that I can prove that, and the only way that the market proves that, is by its actions. So right now, if it starts to reverse and then sell lower, well, we know that was a trap. And then at that point, I don't even know if I want to bid this level anymore. It becomes a little bit scary. But I will still bid it. Because I'm buying at a support. It doesn't matter what really happens. This could all be one giant, I don't want to use the word, but one giant, you know, effery, if you know what I mean. Trying to just basically take out all these shorts that were thought they were gonna basically spot that reversal on the trend since yesterday. We'll see. I don't know. But at least I didn't have enough FOMO to buy here, so we gotta give ourselves some points there. We didn't buy here. I didn't chase. I would have been probably stopped out by now. I don't know. It's not looking that pretty, but it's got to hold at least this breakout area. So here's where the news happened, right? Right here. It's got to hold that area. If it doesn't hold 11, this is probably a trap to the upside. Basically the opposite. I don't know. As good as those candles printed, both on the long and the short. If you got short here, congratulations. Good for you. You have some massive cojones that I do not. So, good for you. But I'm not going to be bidding that level for sure. I'm waiting for that 92. That 92 is what's looking juicy for me. We'll see what happens down here, though. We do have a gap to the upside, too. Something I just kind of realized now, actually. Like I said, I don't really trade off the gaps, but it's good for you to know. So we have this gap from yesterday. We closed at the price of 34.75. And we are right now at 13. We pushed all the way to 21, and we have not been able to close this gap here. So there is a gap to the upside. Could it fill today? Maybe. But it's not looking like it right now. It needs to give me enough reason. Like if we reclaim this area, this 23 area, 24 area, at that point, or we make a new high right now, then at that point I'm interested in a gap fill potential. Right now, I mean, it's not looking like it. I swear, if this thing sells off, wow. You see that? That's exactly why the numbers keep. If there's one thing you can learn from this stream, or if you've been watching recently, is the traps. The market cannot just go in a straight line. The market needs to trap. And as this candle's pumped, I stated that this could have easily been a trap, right? Exactly. There's nothing to do. As FOMO, as emotional as it can be, not buying here and just seeing the market rip, okay, or chase it because you can see this whole price going, I stayed out of it, okay? It's better to stay out of the emotional roller coaster so you can keep yourself sane and actually take your shots where you pick them, okay, from the night before. So, again, I am sticking to my buy area, and thankfully, I stayed out of this. As much money as I could have made already, as easily as I could have easily passed my combine already buying there, because I knew it could have been a buy, or shorted up here, I would have not had a good advantage in trading, and it would have been a gamble. So I would have passed my combine gambling, and that's not how I'm going to do it. That's not how I trade. Even though it's just a combine, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to be placing trades just for the sake of doing it. Okay, so price is starting to go to my level very heavily. So I gotta just be a little cautious here of how we're gonna get there. Fuck. Oh my god, it didn't even give me a time to buy it. Why did I close my order? But either way, I wouldn't have been filled. That was at 03. You see what happens though? Like at a support level, it's starting to bounce from there. So that's good news. If this thing can go lower right now, I can probably buy it, get a nice entry off it, and then... Oh, come on. Push a little bit. Why did I close my order? I would have had my order down here anyways at 02, so... You know what? I wouldn't have been filled. I can't even claim that one. But I am understanding that this is area of support, right? It's a very... Just wait. This is the time when screen time kind of comes into play. You gotta be patient. You have to be patient. I'm watching to see where this 3-minute candle closes on the SPY. I'm also watching on the hourly. We see how we're trying to flip this candle green. Well, that's a 3-minute, but the hourly is showing quite a good bounce from there. You see that? Like that's massive. I don't know if we're gonna retrace that back. Just give me a second. I want to still stick to my area right around 02. But you see how price goes to that liquidity and basically just rips right back up? It must have touched that order flow that I was talking about on that 5100 area, right? So that's, or not, yeah, around here, right? So when it touches, it bounces, right? And it kind of, how do I explain this? When there's a big order sitting, price hits it to pretty much just grab what it can, takes a nice bounce from it. Right now, it still wants to go back to it, I think. So we're going to go back to grab some more, and then that's when buyers need to step up, and they need to come in to essentially support that level if we're going to bounce from this area down here. So you got to understand how price interacts with liquidity. Price doesn't just go there and then stay and like huddle around like, hey, how, like, you know, it like, I don't know how to describe it. It basically just goes there, taps it and grabs what it can, fools people into doing two things, shorting and buying, takes out some longs and then goes back to retrace to it. And then again, with screen time, maybe I can, you can spot it better and you can see what I'm talking about better, but that's as best as I can put it for you. Like the interaction with how liquidity works and price. Come on, just a little bit lower. I'm gonna adjust my order here, just in case it does want to come back lower. I will have my order placed already. I don't know if it's gonna come lower though, but we'll see. Hey, I got my order set there. This is the area I wanted to buy. It just sucks that I would have been missed anyways. I would have been missed. Like, am I gonna buy here at 06 right now? No. I know we're bouncing off this support area, right? But I want to get as close as possible to down here. This is where I want to be in at, right somewhere here, to take that risk. Maybe if now price reclaims that 08, I'll probably be interested too. But let's see. I think we want to touch that 02 maybe. But what I will do is I'm going to have a bid right here at 0225. So I'm ahead of the orders. I might average in my position too. So I will probably... Okay, I'm going to buy one here. And I do still have my order set for... Whoops. So I'm going to give this some time and space. That's okay if I want to take this risk here. I'm buying one there. I'm still going to have my order placed at O2, meaning I'm going to be in two at that point. I'm not going to be in on just one. I'm just worried if price is going to rebound off here, then I'm going to be missing it altogether. Again, I want to wait for this to actually come here. I'm averaging in my position, if that makes sense. Because I do think we're still going to go here, but maybe not. So that's why I'm going to be protected either way. I will be on some red if this thing wants to fill it here, and I'm going to be getting in another long there. But again, I'm trying to average in my position. I'm not trying to just buy here and then take a stop out here on this contract. I want to give this some room and space. Where's my stop going to be? Well, it's going to be pretty tight, probably 3 points off the lows. So if I get another one in here at O2, I would probably have to stop out at... Because my average at that point is going to be around 03. So probably down here at the 9,900 at that point. Like I said, I'm averaging in my position. I'm not taking no stop on this. I thought we were going to go here. All right. Let's see if we can fill me at 02. 25. So close. Come on. So close. So close to my order. Come on, fill me. Fill it. No way. No way. I even put it... Oh my gosh. I even have it in front of the order. Because I know the order's right here. Right under here. The order block. Are you serious? Come on, just pick me up. And then let's start a nice bounce right back up to the 10. I'm averaging in my position right now. I'm buying at a support level, right? So that's what I'm betting on, that this thing is going to hold up. Come on. Come on. Like I said, I'm going to have my stop 3 points after that O2 level. So if it flushes more than 3 points, I'm not going to be holding on. What the hell did I just do? What? Wow, I must have made a mistake there. But I basically, I guess, had a stop. So I got stopped out there. I didn't average in my position. That is not good. Wow. That sucks. I just took an unnecessary loss. It happens. I don't know how I fucked that thing up. My stop was not there. I was trying to average in my position. But hey, whatever. Sometimes you got to be the donkey. Come on, let's see if we can get a nice rebound off this area. I wanted to average in my position. Instead, I ended up taking a stop right here. But again, right now we're fighting this area. We need to hold this area or else we will start a nice sell. You see that there? This was it was key, but it looks like we're not gonna hold it. If it doesn't hold, it doesn't hold. It is what it is. Like I said, at least I'm trying to risk money where it makes sense for me. And if it doesn't, then it doesn't. All I can do is take and pick my shots where I'm supposed to pick them. And that's all I can do, right? So it just sucks. I don't know how I took that stop out there. I would have to review this thing afterwards because that wasn't nice. I guess I placed a stop order somehow. Can't be. I didn't place no stop. Look at this. This is the hourly candle. It looks scary. I don't know. We have to get some form of reaction here, or else we're gonna be selling down to the next support. And if it does, well then, like I said, I picked my shots already. That was one right there, and then I have another shot picked right here at 02. So we will see. Sorry, 92, not 02. Oh my gosh, it's so close to taking me out. It's gonna take me out, isn't it? We have to start rebounding here. We have to start rebounding here. I'm gonna give this just a little bit more. I can see the SPY bouncing from here. Let's see if the pivot will hold on the NQ. It's so close to stopping me out. Oh my gosh. It's close. It's close. But not stopped out yet. If we can get a nice bounce and reclaim this area at the 92, that's going to be my best bet. And that's going to be the best thing that I could see from my position right here, right now. Again, I talked about buying at this area this whole morning. So I'm going to take my trade wherever I, planned my trade essentially. I don't want to be guessing up here, but I did like this area here. So we'll see. Just got to be a little bit careful because like you said, this was the news when it got released, and the first move is usually the trap, and today it was correct as well. First move was the trap. So we head lower, and now over here, yeah, I have no idea what happened. I tried to average in my position, but I did take a stop out, I guess, instead. Why that happened, I have no idea. So, whatever. Let's see if this thing can bounce. If this thing can bounce and reclaim that area, maybe that would have been the better entry altogether. Because we're still in sell mode. You got to understand that, again, these buys here at support, that's where I want to take them. It's like, that's my pre-planned entry. So, it doesn't matter how we get there, I want to take it. If I get stopped again. Like I said, this was my pre-plan before market opened, so I will follow my plan. I'll lose with my plan, that's fine, but I'm not gonna lose doing stupid things. Come on, NQ. NQ is fighting at that pivot. Yeah, it's not looking great. That's what stops are for. Mondays and Tuesdays are bad for me typically. I don't understand why. I mean, but whatever happens. We follow the plan. I follow my plan. Like I said, it was risky, but I mean, I like this area down here, so that's why I bought it there. Now I'm only going to be, there you go, I'm stopped. Fudge. It happens. So now my next point of interest is down here. 92. That'll be my last trade for sure. After that, I'm not going to be trading anymore, but I'm willing to give that one more bid. Just one bid right here. So next level of support for me would be that 92 area. That's the main one. I have it here drawn up. Right here, 92. That's the main one. If we drop below that, well then yeah, bears are probably not just in control temporarily, but for a while. So I'm always going to be bidding these supports. I'm not going to be going against the overall big trend. But so far, would have paid to short. Definitely. Fuck. And I knew that this thing, like, first move is the trap, but still, this was a support level. It was key. All right, let's see if we can get down to this 92 level. 92. Come on, give me 92. This will be my last trade. That 92 is my last level of support. After that, I would have to analyze this whole thing much better. But right now, this area is the one that needs to hold. That 92 area. That's the main one from last week. All right, that's the main one from last week. Like I said, we were bouncing and stuff all around it. So I'm very interested in that 92 area. Problem is, I mean, will we get it? This thing could easily reverse, and I mean, I'm gonna stick to it. I already took this pre-plant here and it didn't work, so. But how did this happen? I don't understand how this exactly happened. Like, whatever. I have to review. I mean, I was in on one and then I had another buy order there, so I don't know why. I don't know. My last trade, 92. Come on. This thing's selling though. Selling. I'm waiting for that 92 area. The sun again, every time. Let me put this. Okay. Mm, 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 mm. Come on, let's get down there to the 92. Don't tell me I just took that stop off for nothing. Because like I said, there was liquidity all around here. These areas, I'm still holding on to that 92, or if we maybe push back above 02, then I'll be interested. But here in the middle, again, it's not a trade for me. If you were short, though, if you got short after that first move was the trap, congratulations. You're good. Got it. Just make sure you lock some in, because this thing, the same way it came down, could go back up. Come on, ES. Now, don't do this. Now, come and pick me up here. I already got my order at 92.50. I would average in my position again, but nah. This time I'm going to wait for that 92 to actually get hit. Come on. Get to that 92, give a nice bounce, and then we go take back basically this land and we stop at all these shorts. That would be the best for me and for my account. I'm going to go get some water, though. Give me 1 second. I will be... Let me just see. Now I want to go get water, but the price looks like it's going to come down to me, so... I want to go get water, but price is coming down. I want to bid this level definitely for sure. And then after this, it's all bears. And then I am not going to be bidding any more levels for sure. Until I get a better idea of how the price ends today. Wow, these guys are selling this. I don't know if anybody's speaking or what, but good. Good for them. For once, they're actually doing something, the Bears. For once. It's a rare day, I think, in my opinion, for them. Like, this has not happened in a long time, in a while. So that's why I was really hoping that that was going to be the bounce area from there, but I guess not. Fuck, if I average in my position again, I already know what's going to happen. I'm going to buy it here. It's going to end up coming down here, and I can just be buying it all down here. All right, all right. We are coming down to the final support of what I got, 92. After that, I don't know. I'll be a little bit worried. This might be a very bad sell on the market for the day, but we'll see. We're starting to bounce from there. Come on, come a little bit lower, prick. Come on, just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. All right, all right, all right. We are coming onto it. Come on, fill me, fill me. Don't be like that. Don't do it. Don't do it. Take it. Okay, so I'm filled on one. Let's see if we can get a nice bounce from here. Now, for real, this time. Or else ES is going to sell and we're going to have a nice red day today. A very nice red day today. This support must hold. Wow, it's already a big day. Wow. Look at the daily chart right now. Oof. That is the biggest red day we've had in a while. So, I mean, like I said, it's a rare occasion for the Bears. They finally seem like they're doing something. I'm going to see if we can flush it slightly and we can come back. I'm going to add another one if we can do that. If we cannot do that, I will not be adding nothing. I'm going to add one more. Like I said, I wanted to see first a little bit of a flush and then come back, but I'm a bit impatient today, especially after taking that last stop out and I guess taking that stop out too. But anyways, I'm still holding on to that. Hopefully it can hold and bounce from here. If we cannot, the market is going to have an amazing red day today, and there's no saving this day. Let's see it. Let's see it. It's got to have a bounce from here, or else, like I said, it's going to be a bad day for the market overall. This is a major support that will be breaking down. You can see that right here. So I have to wait and see what happens. Hopefully, like I said, we can get a nice bounce from here. For me, for my sake, it's a major support. And after this, I will not be trading no more. That is it. We should get a pop from here. If we don't, red day. Very big red day incoming. I'm currently long 2. Hoping for a bounce. Let's see. This is a key area. That's the major key, in my opinion, to this whole... I mean, we could technically sell it off and, you know, it's still bullish. It would just suck that, you know, we caught it. I caught it on probably the worst times. But like I said, this is the major key here. That level. It was resistance, support all of last week. Again, I'm just talking out the trade just because I'm trying to give my opinion on why I'm taking those trades. I'm not just gambling at it, right? 2 picks, 2 shots. If it doesn't work, unfortunately, it doesn't work. It is what it is. At least in trading, you have to pick your spots. If you lose on one, well, maybe the other one will be that winner. You got to understand probabilities, right? How probabilities work overall. So If we can get a nice bounce from here, I'll be interested in adding a third, but we have to start bouncing. We need to react. The bulls need to react in this area. Bulls need to come back strong. We're still in it. We are just, I'm waiting and watching. I'm still holding on this. If it doesn't happen, well then it doesn't happen. I don't know. It's not the bounce I was hoping for, to be honest with you. It's kind of stalemate now. Not great. Not great. What's the saying? Sometimes you're the hammer, sometimes you're the nail. If this thing doesn't start bouncing, I'm going to be the nail today. Come on. Well, so far we're having the biggest red day in a while, so keep that in mind. Bears have actually shown up to work today. So, but you can see here why I'm buying as well. Like that support, that was resistance before. Now it's turning into support. Hopefully we can get a nice bounce from here. If not, it's going to be probably a waterfall. Not good. Not good. I'm not trying to predict it. I'm just going with the trend. I'm going with the trend, and I'm going off the bias that I'm buying at support. My average is higher than what I would have liked because I bought one here, and then I bought one right at 92.50. I should be in on both at 92.50, but oh well. Patience hasn't been the best for me right now. I don't know. This thing's not working out. I might cut it. I'm gonna give this just a little bit more time. We're still above that 92. The biggest red day so far is happening, so keep that in mind, right? Fuck, this thing might continue to sell. I don't know. Not looking too good right now. No. And that's it. This is not good. Oh my gosh. This is a bounce area. If it doesn't bounce, hey. Bears are too strong, and today they win, so it is what it is. But we got to get some reaction up here. This is support. If we can't, then we can't. Oh my gosh. Gotta wait. Maybe. It's not happening today. We can only identify levels that we're interested on and then trade them. And on days like today, not happening. Bears that actually showed up, like I said, Mondays, Tuesdays, they're typically like consolidation days and maybe even sell-off days, which it's happening again. It's the cycle continues, I guess. But I'm hoping that this would be a bounce area, but not getting the type of bounce that I would have liked so far. Not pretty. Yes, I'm still in the trade. I am not cutting it out right now. I need to give this some space. We're hovering right at the support, so it wouldn't make sense for me to cut it right now. But like I said, I should have been in at 02, not at 03. I just averaged in my position. That's what kind of ruined my average here. I'm completely at peace with taking this stop out if it's going to drop. So keep that in mind. If you're not, just take yourself out. It's not looking too good. But I don't know. You got to take the risk where I think it makes sense. And to me, it makes sense to take risk here. So that's why I'm taking risk there. I'm just simply telling you all the facts that today is a red day, a big one of the biggest in since this appears to be so far the biggest red day since February the 13th, which that was a Tuesday as well. Look at that. Tuesday. Today is Tuesday. We're having the same, sort of the same thing. And then when was the previous biggest red day? That was a Wednesday of last week. Well, 3 weeks ago. So, yeah. Anyways, I'm just gonna continue to hold this position. There's nothing to do for me here. I just gotta hold and buy at levels that make sense to me, right? So that's what I must do. I'm in on 2 contracts. Like I said, I averaged in my position. I am holding. We identified the areas of support. We hold. We buy. We take our shots. We want to be a sniper. Makes sense? You might lose on 1. You might lose on 2. Keep the losses small. And on the one you do win, you could win, you know, a bit more. More than what you'll lose. So far, it's good that we're bouncing from there. I just want to see some more action. I want to see a bigger, stronger bounce from here. This is a key level for the market to hold, right? So we need to hold this level. And first level, first target, profit target would have to be that O2 level, right? Because that's where we broke down before. That was another key level as well, right? You understand what I'm saying? Like, this was support. We broke down. We moved to the next support. So it's a game of ping pong, right? Now I'm buying here, and if price returns to that level of O2, that's where you want to be taking probably one off, right? You want to take one off and leave a runner on for that potential runner. Again, price is ping-ponging here. We need to show some strength, or else this bounce here, it's just going to get sold right back into it, and we're going to make new highs. I'm going to get stopped and not going to be good. So, again, I am holding. I am choosing to hold. I think we have a good entry if this thing's going to rebound from here. I think I got a good entry. Not the best entry, but nonetheless a good entry. So if we can just get a little bit more. And then if not, oh well. It is what it is. Maybe we're going to sell off and maybe overnight we reclaim the low. Who knows? Either way, I'm holding. I am holding long 2 contracts. You can see my entry right there. All 3. Well, I mean, that yellow line right here. That's my entry right there. I'm going to go get some more water. I'm going to let this be. This is painful to watch because I think we might want to bounce, but at the same time, I'm understanding the risk. There's a lot of risk with holding here, especially bidding levels at with the biggest red day so far of this week, and last week was the last one. But either way, I'm holding. I said it. I'm buying here. I was going to be buying here at O2 and down here. Those were my 2 shots. So I'm going to get some water. So where are we at? Got the water. We are ready. I'm holding. I am holding this. We're at a support level. We picked our shots. Look at my trades today so far. Right here, we have this one where I averaged in, but I don't know. This is the part I'm freaking pissed off about here. I averaged in. I was trying to buy another one here. Instead, it stops me out here. And then, I don't know. I got to double check what happened there. But then I bought again, and then I did end up taking the stop out down here. So it happens. I was just trying to add another one. I wasn't trying to take a stop out there. I gave back essentially profit for no reason. And then now we're hovering right at the support. We must bounce or it will dump. What will be the answer of this support? Is it a dump or is it a pump? Let's get some clues. This is the hourly chart. We are putting in exactly bouncing right from this area, which was key. If we cannot hold this, it's going to suck for me because I'm already long too. And then we could potentially be waterfalling and I would have missed the entire short. So again, keep in mind that as good as we are selling right now, this is a little bit of an anomaly as well. Look at this. This is the biggest red day we've had since all week to this week. It's only been 2 days. Since all of week last week. And we've to look back at history, to compare sizes of candles of what kind of day we're having. We got to go back like 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. Yeah, about 2 weeks. So actually, no, this is, let me see. Yeah, this is the daily. I don't know what I'm talking about. We got to go back at least to the February 16. So just understand that, like, I know it looks like, why am I buying when all this is selling? But understand that it is a bit of an anomaly as well, right? So, but see, when you're buying at areas of support, I like to hold with conviction like this. This is exactly what I'm talking about. I don't know when, I don't know how, but as long as I know I'm buying where I'm supposed to be buying, I can hold this now. I'm good. I said it. I'm holding. This thing could dump easily right now. The same way it looks like it wants to go. It could dump. I don't care. I'm gonna hold through this. I'm gonna hold through this. I think we want to bounce potentially from here. But if you are long, and maybe you are long from 92, consider taking some profit, especially if we get back up here, right? So consider that. Understand all the facts, right? This is still not necessarily a great trade, right? Like we're selling. Another thing to note here is, you see how we're building this like flag thingy? We fall, maybe it'll stop. It'll take it out. Have your stop tight. If you are trading this, I have no idea, but make sure you have your stop is tight, or you were at break even on this push. Today the shorts would have been the freaking right call, just shorting every single pop. See how we pop? You should have shorted there. I should have shorted there. Every single pop is getting dumped on. So that tells you that the bears are pretty strong today. Like they're not playing around. And there we go. We are selling this. It's not gonna be a good day for the market today. So I'm probably, yeah, I'm out. I'm not even gonna bother with this thing anymore. I am completely done. Not great. Another pop off support and get sold right into it again. So the trend continues, I guess. Wow, that's crazy. Not great. Let me see what's happening on the hourly candle. I'm not gonna trade no more. I'm done for today. But I'm just pissed off a little bit at how this thing. Look at that. It's kind of like bouncing right off the low of this. Oh my god. If this thing reverses here, but I don't know. Probably not. It's a bad day. It's a red day. So Unless you're short and you're shorting every pop, you're doing the opposite of what I'm doing, then you're fine. Watch this now be the pop. It's hard, I'm telling you. At these key levels, price is very volatile. Maybe I wasn't patient enough. I have no idea. I don't know. I got a review. It is what it is. Whatever. Take the red day. It's not a big deal. Not great, but fuck. Look at this selling. Amazing selling today. For once. But that's why you can't go into thinking that tomorrow is going to be the same way with the shorts. We could have easily bounced from here. We could have bounced from here. I mean, today's a special one. It's a unique one. So, I'm going to probably go now. Not great. Not a good day for me in general. But here, this was the areas that I wanted to be buying. 92 and 02. And unfortunately, I don't know what happened here. I did get back some extra profits that I didn't need to. And yeah, this didn't work out. So it still might now that I'm not in it anymore, but I'm not going to be trading this anymore. I'm over it. I just got stopped out here. I am done. So I'm going to walk away while I still can. And but look at this thing. Watch this thing rip now. We flush below. Should have maybe waited for a trap, but whatever. I'm over it. Well, hopefully maybe you were on the other end of what I was doing. Because then you would have done better today. Today was just remember, don't think that every single time is gonna be like this too. Trend is not pointing like this. This is a very unique day. You see that? That's the biggest red candle. That's the biggest red day we are having since, look at last week. Look at last week. So it's probably 2 weeks ago, right? So remember that. There's the reason why I try to bring it up is not to justify my losses on the day. It's just to justify that bears typically don't sell the market like this, right? First level of support pretty much tends to hold. Second level does a better job, but today they're doing whatever it is that they want to do. So that's why it's better to wait for a trap like here, this reclaim. But I mean, I just should have been in on 2 contracts right here at 02. I don't, whatever. I'm not trading anymore, so take it easy. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you were on the other side of what I was trying to do. I was just trying to buy the dip, essentially. Not paying well today. A lot of other times would have worked, but not today. It is what it is. So, see you. Thank you for watching. And yeah, talk to you guys. Fuck.